Hi, I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl. Thanks for choosing to watch this clip from our Small Town Big Deal YouTube channel.
For full episodes, go to our website, smalltownbigdeal.com.
Now, enjoy the video. Maggie Valley, North Carolina is located 30 miles west of Asheville in the southwest corner of the state.
A town of almost 1,100, it's nestled in the Smoky Mountains and is known for its small-town charm and nostalgic feel.
Part of the charm here is the sound of Jonathan Creek winding its way through town.
And a big part of the nostalgia here,
come on, baby,
is the sound of resident Dale Waxler.
Here we go.
Revving up his collection of antique motorcycles.
You know, I started collecting bikes when I was 15 years old and just fell in love with the romance of the American motorcycle, and I've stayed with it now for 44 years.
Dale is living his dream, traveling rural America, seeking out the rarest vintage bikes he can find, and he's been able to repair and restart just about every bike he finds.
Starting a bike that hasn't run in 80 years and hearing that thing belch for the first time, there's really no feeling like it.
Dale is visibly passionate, especially when he's working on his bikes. But his passion is about more than just making bikes run.
Well, I think it's the people and the story behind the motorcycle. I know when I found my first old bike, it was 25 bucks in the back of an old tire shop, and finding that bike and hearing how that bike ended up there amazed me. I still have that motorcycle.
As Dale's collection grew, he needed a place to put all 300 or so motorcycles, not to mention the other motor memorabilia he's gathered along the way. So Dale figured it was best to put it all on display.
Since 2002, Dale has made tiny Maggie Valley home to a huge 38,000 square foot museum. He calls it Wheels Through Time. When visitors come, they get to hear some serious history.
Well, Rodney, this is Wheels Through Time.
Now this is neat.
Everything you see in this building I've worked on, touched, rebuilt, restored, and preserved for our American public.
These bikes come in all shapes, colors, and sizes. The one thing they all have in common, they're made right here in the good old US of A. This 1915 Harley is no exception. And like a kid in a candy store, Dale can't wait to fire it up.
Get over on this side, get a hold of the throttle. It's going to start on one kick.
Now just look at Rodney's face. I'm thinking maybe he's going to start collecting motorcycles like he does vintage tractors. Now, if you think Dale keeps that 100-year-old Harley safely inside the museum all the time, think again. A few years back, he drove that thing from North Carolina to California.
43 of us raced across rural America, and I've got to tell you, the things that we saw, the memories that we have in our brains were just immeasurable. Riding, nearly 100-year-old motorcycle across our country.
Break down, or?
Of course. This has actually become my everyday bike riding around town.
So your everyday bike is a 97-year-old bike.
That's right.
That reflects Dale's love of a time about a century ago when over 100 different companies raced into motorcycle production, hoping it would lead them on a road to riches.
If you look at the tank, it says the Davis Sewing Machine Company. So in that early day, the smallest of manufacturing companies decided to get into the motorcycle industry.
And so did some of the biggest companies.
Rodney, you know, Sears and Roebuck built motorcycles in 1911, 12, and 13. This motorcycle is completely intact.
But as rare as those bikes are, nothing compares to this one. It's a Trob, and is the only one of its kind known to exist. Dale can't help but smile when he starts this baby. The origins of the handcrafted Trob are a mystery.
This bike was found in a bricked up wall in Chicago in 1967.
Now no bodies in there with it, was it?
No bodies in it. And if you go to Google and Google world's rarest motorcycle, Mr. Trob is what comes up. And I've had the bike over 70 miles an hour with room to go.
This is pretty cool. It's completely shrouded in mystery, and even after 40 years of research, no photos, no documentation, and nobody who claims to have any knowledge of where that motorcycle came from.
Now I am really starting to feel a need for speed here.
Well, you're in the right place. This is the left-hand turn area, and of course all these bikes are made to turn left. American dirt track racing, starting at the turn of the century, always turned left, and then shortly after the dirt track era, machines like this actually raced on 2-mile board tracks. These were wooden tracks made of 2x4s put on end, and these machines would actually run well in excess of 100 miles an hour.
Dale is proud, and he should be, that his 300-plus bikes will all start and run. Now, I tell you, that's pretty remarkable considering some of them are over 100 years old.
Well, is it still hard to get parts for them?
You know, I've got hundreds of friends that are not 100 years old, but they have those 100-year-old parts. So a lot of times he may not have that part, but he knows the guy that has the parts.
It's really inspiring that someone can take their lifelong passion and turn it into such a treasure trove of history.
Guys like you that preserve America and preserve history, Small Town Big Deal and our viewers, I know, thank you for that. We just had a blast here today, so Dale, thank you so much for all that you do.
I think I've had as much fun as you have.
Don't think I'm leaving Maggie Valley without taking one of Dale's bikes for a little spin. Could you teach me to drive one of these? So I finally get to ride.
You're going to get to ride the Barney Fife 1932 Harley Davidson.
He's one of my heroes, Barney Fife.
He is my hero. I'm going to give you some really simple instructions.
After a few pointers from the master,
You got that down.
we are on our way.
Thanks for watching this clip from Small Town Big Deal. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and be sure to click the bell so you'll be notified when we upload new videos. Also, click the like button. To see full episodes, go to www.smalltownbigdeal.com.